The dying light of the winter sun cast long, eerie shadows over the village of Coventry, stretching across the lifeless, mud-caked streets. The traveler's boots sank into the muck with every step, each one a reluctant squelch as he made his way deeper into the forlorn settlement. Dead branches, gnarled and skeletal, clung desperately to the last vestiges of daylight, their twisted forms casting twisted, spindly silhouettes on the worn, decrepit houses. Coventry was a village suffused with an almost palpable gloom. The air was thick with the smell of decay and damp earth, mingled with the distant acrid scent of smoke. Roofs sagged under the weight of accumulated neglect, and windows stared out like dark, accusing eyes, their glass cracked or missing entirely. The traveler, shrouded in a heavy, weather-beaten cloak, moved with purpose, yet with a cautious step that spoke of many miles and many dangers faced. As he walked, the stranger's gaze flitted over the village's few remaining signs of life. Sparse, wilted remnants of crops clung stubbornly to the edges of frozen fields, their browning stalks a testament to a land ravaged by both the elements and an unseen blight. The village's inhabitants, haggard and hollow-eyed, glanced up from their dreary tasks with a mixture of curiosity and wariness, whispers following the traveler like ghosts. He arrived at the heart of Coventry, just as the last rays of the sun surrendered to the encroaching night. Before him stood the shattered lantern, a beacon of warmth and respite amid the desolation. The tavern's sign, weathered and swaying in the frigid breeze, bore the faded image of a broken lantern, its glass shards glinting in the dim light. Pushing open the heavy wooden door, the traveler was greeted by a rush of warmth and the comforting murmur of voices. Inside, the air was thick with the sense of roasting meat, burning wood, and the tang of spilled ale. The tavern's rustic interior was well kept, a stark contrast to the village outside. Wooden beams lined the ceiling, and a roaring fire in the hearth cast a flickering glow over rough-hewn tables and sturdy chairs. Behind the bar stood Amanda, a woman of middle years with a strength in her eyes that belied the weariness etched into her features. She moved with practiced efficiency, her hands deftly filling mugs and serving plates. Noticing the stranger's entrance, she offered a nod of acknowledgement. The traveler made his way to an empty table near the fire, the heat seeping into his bones, banishing the chill of the journey. As he settled into his seat, he observed the other patrons. Two men at a nearby table spoke in hushed tones, their expressions grave. Catching snatches of their conversation, he learned of the blight that plagued the countryside, a mysterious illness that struck down both man and beast, leaving the fields barren and the forests eerily silent. Amanda approached, setting a steaming plate of stew and a tankard of ale before him. "You're not from around here," she said, her voice a blend of curiosity and guarded caution. "No," he replied, his voice low and gravelly. "Just passing through." She studied him for a moment before nodding. "There's not much here these days, but you're welcome to stay as long as you need." "Thank you," he said, lifting the tankard to his lips. "I've heard talk of a plague." Amanda's expression darkened. "Aye, it's been bad. Crops won't grow, livestock are dying off. And there are things in the woods. People say they've seen beasts, though no one's brave enough to find out for sure." The traveler nodded thoughtfully, his mind turning over this new information. He ate in silence, the stew hot and filling, a welcome comfort after a long day's journey. The tavern's warmth and the muted conversations of its patrons provided a temporary respite from the harsh reality outside. As the evening wore on, the traveler finished his meal and thanked Amanda for her hospitality. She showed him to a small but clean room upstairs, the bed adorned with simple linens that promised a decent night's rest. He lay down, exhaustion tugging at his consciousness, the murmurs of the tavern below blending with the howling wind outside. Sleep came quickly, and with it, dreams of shadowy forests and unseen beasts. In the darkness, The village of Coventry slumbered fitfully, unaware of the stranger in their midst and the trials that awaited in the days to come.